the School in the Air program of DEP at Taguig City. I am your teacher host, Liza L. Today, you will be learning about analyzing figures of speech, a lesson in grade 6 English, quarter 1, module 1, lesson 1. So get your modules, your notebooks, and your writing pen, and be comfortable seated at the comfort of your homes. Let me give to you our teacher broadcaster, Rosella Mangi Cabal.
Good day, our grade 6 learners. Welcome to our new journey in learning English, where you can enjoy fun-filled activities and enhance your creative imagination. Towards the end of our episode, we are supposed to gain knowledge on analyzing figures of speech, specifically hyperbole and irony, so that we may be able to differentiate and understand the meaning of figures of speech when used in context, especially when it is applied in our daily life. This time, let us check if you have already an idea about the lesson. Direction. Analyze each phrase if it describes reality or fantasy. Write R for reality and F for fantasy. Analyze each phrase if it describes reality or fantasy. Write R for reality and F for fantasy. I will give you 5 seconds to think of your answer. Are you ready? Let's start. Number 1. Chairs and tables laughing around. Chairs and tables laughing around. The answer is F. Fantasy. Very good. It is because chairs and tables cannot laugh in real life. Number 2. An old man slowly crossing the street. What is your answer? The correct answer is R. Reality. Because an old man can cross the street in real life. Now, if you were able to answer all the questions correctly, then you have done a great job. You have already an idea for our lesson. To help you link with the current lesson, let us try to answer this pre-test. There are a lot of things that we are capable of doing. In this activity, answer the questions honestly. Can you do the following? Direction. Read and analyze each phrase. Mark check if yes and X if no. Direction. Read and analyze each phrase. Mark check if yes and X if no. Number 1. Climb a mango tree. Number 1. Climb a mango tree. The answer is check. Definitely, as humans, we can climb a mango tree. Number 2. Kiss a snake. Number 2. Kiss a snake. Of course, no. So the answer is X. It is dangerous to kiss a snake because it might bite you. Now, if you were able to answer all the questions correctly, you're great. You are 100% ready for our discussion. This time, let me ask you, do you have a pet at home? If yes, then how will you feel if that pet will die? Let us listen to the conversation between Mona and Elsa. Please observe on how they react with each other's statement. Hello, Elsa. My pet dog Aki died yesterday and I cried a river. Oh yes, I am happy to hear that, Mona. Now you can look for a new pet. My heart is bleeding with sadness. We'll go to the party so you'll forget about Aki. You are one lucky fellow, for you now have an angel. Do you understand their conversation? If yes, let us continue. Here are the guide questions. Can Mona cry a river? No, a human cannot pour heavy tears to create a river. Second question. Is it okay for Elsa to be happy when Mona's pet dog died? The answer is no. If you are a true friend, you will not be happy for her loss. Third question. Does a heart bleed because of sadness? The answer is no. It is because a heart cannot beat because of emotions, unless it will be physically cut. Now, let us study. Here are the following sentences from the story. Mona cried a river. Elsa felt happy when Mona's pet died. A heart beats of sadness. The following sentences express idea that has different meaning from its literal meaning, and these are examples of figurative language. Now, what is figurative language? Figurative language, or figures of speech, are ways of expressing ideas by using symbols, figures, or likenesses. It is the opposite of literal language because it does not tell directly what a person has in mind. It is usually used in writing poems, songs, stories, and other literary pieces. Some examples are simile, metaphor, personification, irony, and hyperbole. Let's focus on hyperbole and irony. Now, what is hyperbole? Hyperbole is a figure of speech that expresses overstatement and exaggeration of a particular condition. Example of hyperbole. Number 1. Your voice is deafening. What is meant is that the voice is too loud or annoying that makes it deafening. Number 2. The heat of my body can produce fire. This means that a person may have a high temperature or experiencing a high fever. Now let's proceed with irony. What is irony? Irony is a figure of speech that expresses the contrary or opposite of what should one really think, especially in order to be funny. The words used in ironic statements express praise or approval, but the real purpose is to criticize, mock, or ridicule. Example of irony. The teacher fails the test. We know that the teacher teaches knowledge and information, and he or she is the one who creates the test. It becomes ironic if he or she fails the test. Number 2. The shoemaker's children have no shoes. We know that a shoemaker is a person who makes shoes, and it is ironic if his or her own children are the ones who have no shoes. This time, let us check your understanding about our lesson. Are you ready? Let us practice. Direction. Identify each sentence if it describes hyperbole or irony. Write A for hyperbole and B for irony. Again, identify each sentence if it describes hyperbole or irony. Write A for hyperbole and B for irony. Number 1. The police station gets robbed by the policemen on duty. the police station gets robbed by the policeman on duty. What do you think is the answer? The correct answer is irony. It is because we all know that a police station is the office or headquarters of a local police force who are responsible for the prevention and detection of crime. And it is an ironic if they are the one who do such a crime. Number 2. He runs faster than the wind. What do you think is the answer? The correct answer is H. Hyperbole. It means he is a fast runner. Now, if you were able to answer all the questions correctly, you're great. You are ready for our evaluation. Let's evaluate your understanding. Now, let's answer this activity. Direction. Analyze if the statement is hyperbole or irony. Draw a circle if you think it is hyperbole, and a square if it is an irony. Again, analyze if the statement is hyperbole or irony. Draw a circle if you think it is hyperbole, and a square if it is an irony. Number 1. An engineer can build a mansion for one day. An engineer can build a mansion for one day. What do you think is the answer? The correct answer is circle. It is hyperbole. Amazing! It is because it is impossible to build a mansion in just one day. Number 2. Babies can run at 6 months. Again, babies can run at 6 months. What do you think is the answer? Is it hyperbole or irony? The correct answer is circle. It is hyperbole because it is impossible that a baby can run at 6 months. Number 3. The fire station got burned down. Again, the fire station got burned down. What do you think is the answer? The correct answer is square. It is irony. Incredible. It is because a fire station is a facility where fire engines of fire department are housed. Number 4. The children clapped their hands to the late teacher. The children clapped their hands to the late teacher. What do you think is the answer? Is it irony or hyperbole? The correct answer is square. It is irony. Very good. It is because a teacher must be a model of punctuality to his or her students. Number 5. The sun greeted the whole city with a big smile. Again, the sun greeted the whole city with a big smile. What do you think is the answer? The correct answer is circle. It is hyperbole. Fantastic! It is hyperbole because it is impossible to a sun to smile because it is a human characteristic. Now, if you were able to answer all the questions correctly, you're great! You have really understand our lesson. Now, for our assignment, you write 2 examples of hyperbole and 2 examples of irony. Again, you write 2 examples of hyperbole and 2 examples of irony. That's all. Thank you, and to God be all the glory.
Thank you very much, Teacher Sal. Today, Teacher Sal discussed about figures of speech, specifically hyperbole and irony. I know that you have learned something from our teleradio lesson, and you will learn more if you finish answering all the activities in your English 6 Module 1. Kids, remember, do not forget to follow the directions in your module. Thank you, Grade 6 learners, for tuning in to Charm Radio and for watching our teleradio episode in our Tagalog City DepEd Facebook page. Once again, this is your teleradio host, Ivy Liza Al.